Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on a large amount of construction. We do need a lot of alloys at this time, and actually this is an okay price. We can buy, and actually the price went down as I was clicking on that, so we can buy again. So that looks good. We can buy about 5,000 alloys that way. And what do we want to do with these alloys? Well, primarily we are putting them into defense platforms right now as we prepare to entice the big one. That is our current overall goal. And if we want to see where we are in that, we can see that this station here, this is done. So we are in the Demi Vito station now, although we are just getting started on that. So we've got a ways to go on this, but we are making solid progress on getting this going. So that was 10 of the roughly 80 that we need. Okay, noted. Keep in mind, in the meantime, we are also working on upgrading these fleets, and this is causing us a lot of alloy pain at the moment because we're upgrading these fleets, but we're not actually having the reduced upkeep. So that's understood. We can actually get the Claws of Burgundy here to have some... These are terrible traits for a commander. Okay. Terrible, terrible traits. It doesn't really matter, I suppose, but not amazing in the slightest. In terms of jobs, there's not a lot being done there, although we did just found this colony. So that, of course, means that we need to put in a gene clinic. There we go. And our habitation district is going to go through right like that. Fantastic. We have an astral rift down over here. I just noticed that. Okay, so that definitely means that we can tell our science ship here, which is currently idle, to go not initiate a galactic storm. I want you to move here and do this astral rift. Oh, this guy's our prime forecaster. He can't. We're going to have to replace him with someone else. This guy. Okay. Astral Rift exploration speed sounds pretty good, considering we're sending him to do that right now. So now we can explore the Astral Rift. Okay, that looks good. Cool, so what's that price on alloys doing? Well, it's 5.26. Well, 5.25 now. It's still a little up there. I'm hoping to see people sell fairly soon. We should probably sell at least some food. I'm going to sell some zero as well. And it'll be something along the lines of that. We'll just periodically come through and sell these. That put our energy credits back into a reasonable state, and technically we could buy in at this price. I'm going to give it till the month tick and see if it drops again. If it doesn't, we'll purchase at this price. So far, no movement on that, but you never know. Another empire could choose to sell at any time. Okay, here comes the month tick. This is also the year tick, and I think we're just going to go ahead and purchase now. Okay, I was hoping that another empire would sell, but it did not happen. That's absolutely okay. So we're at 4.9k alloys at this moment, and in terms of our upgrades, the minor artifacts are the primary lack. We need quite a lot of minor artifacts to get all of this upgraded, so this is going to continue for a long, long time. Although this particular fleet upgrade, this is close to finished. We need 3 more battleships and then our Titan. So that really shouldn't be too bad. That's only a few months, so that'll be okay. No problem there. But what we really need is more alloys, and actually the price has come down again, so we can do another purchase here. That seems good. And the price on this is not recovered, so we're not going to sell back yet. We could maybe do, like, rare crystals. Sure, we've got a lot of rare crystals on hand right now, so that looks reasonably fine. Now, checking in on our construction ships, we have rather a lot of those. Specifically, we have 15 of them. And they're all working right now. None of them are currently idle. So this is going very, very quickly. You can see that our empire population is really beginning to explode at this point because we're getting so many places where our population is growing. So that's absolutely fantastic. We're really, really, really happy about that. Now, I'm still wanting to make our primary focus being down here. Getting these defense platforms going. We're eventually going to run out of dark matter, but we're not there yet. That's going to take a while, actually. So we'll get a few more of these Fire Coral class defense platforms queued up here. We're now up to 24 out of 78. So we're definitely making solid progress on that front. So that is looking good, and I would really, really like it if our fleet here, the Deluge fleet, would finish its upgrades. Interesting. We're at 32 minor artifacts. Is this going into another fleet? That's interesting. Oh, wow, this... Oh, we started exploring the rift. For a second there, I thought the rift was finished. No. That's fine. So, the interesting thing here is we just started work on this battleship, right? I expected that this would be going slightly faster, but I think this is due to the tick rate. If we open the development console, in Stellaris these days, we can actually see what the average daily tick is. 745 milliseconds at this point. The game is definitely starting to bog down. There's no doubt about that. You can see just how long it takes to do each day, and that is because of this daily average tick. So that is definitely problematic, but that's just endemic to late game Stellaris. There's nothing you can do about it at all. Like, this isn't a hardware problem. Although I am planning on upgrading my CPU fairly soon, so that might improve things slightly, but that's going to be, like, probably after this series ends, to be honest. So yeah, that's definitely something that is going to be happening eventually, but that's going to be a minor upgrade to something like this, because the primary issue here is going to be single-threaded performance, and that's not really where we're seeing extremely significant gains in most processor architectures these days. There are some gains to be had there, but it's not going to bring this down to like 20 milliseconds per, right? That's a software issue. So there's not a lot that can be done about it. There's a little... Oh, wow, look at that price of alloys. We're buying alloys. There's a little bit that can be done, but not a lot. Okay, so we bought in a little bit of alloys there. I'm tempted to buy in a third. The main reason why I'm not is... Actually, this price has recovered somewhat. This, not as much as I would have liked. Okay, I'm going to sell a few consumer goods as well. I want to let this recover a little more. I'm suspecting that there's not a lot of empires buying Zero, so we're just going to have to wait for the passive regeneration on Zero here, which is definitely not ideal. But I'm going to wait until this is at least like 12. So 11.99 and 12. There we go. So now we'll sell and just absolutely tank that price, and that's fine. Checking in on the price of alloys, it's still a little higher. That's honestly good. Now, the Bow Rider 12 just finished up over here, so we need to colonize this. And there we go. Then we're going to, of course, need to go through and build orbitals. So we'll come down over here. This will be a minor. We'll build a minor here. This is going to be a major out over this way. And then this is going to be a major. This is going to be a... That actually, I don't think that... Did that queue up? I think this is a mega art installation site. I don't actually want that. Okay, we're going to have to restart this. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's unfortunate. So minor orbital there, a major orbital here, and then a major orbital here. This would be a major orbital, not a mega art installation site. Then we would put in a minor orbital down here. This would be a major orbital. And then up over this direction, wow, 3 asteroids in close proximity. That would be 3 minor orbitals. Okay. And then up over this direction, we would do a major orbital, like that. Now, we may want to start building a mega art installation site at some point, but I don't think this is that point. So we just finished up in Siagawa. Okay, so that means that we can come down to, say, Kachata here, and we can build a Habitat Central Complex. There we go. That looks good. Cool. So that'll keep those busy for now. That did eat up some of our alloys, to be sure. But we can come down to the Demi-Vito station, and we can put a few more defense platforms in here. There we go. And that puts us at 29 plus 5, so 34. Actually, 35. There we go. 35 out of 78, definitely making solid progress. 39 is half. Yeah, that's definitely making good progress there. We can buy more alloys, although now the price is a little higher than I'd like it to be. We can sell some food, now that that's recovered a little bit. 0 is going to take a while to recover, so there is that. We can always sell some consumer goods. That'll be fine. We're just trying to keep our energy credit count up fairly high at the moment, so that looks good for now. Okay, did I just see something here other than these anchorage upgrades? No. Okay, good to know. Let's look through jobs, see if we need any planetary constructions here. Cojob Secundus, needing a job. Okay, that sounds fantastic. So that is, of course, going to be a research lab. We'll let that get going. Then what else will we need? Abenar Prime, a mining world, needing housing. Okay, we'll put in a mining district there for now. And anything else? That's a negative. Okay. So the Sentry Spire isn't being upgraded. I'm prioritizing putting these alloys into our defense platforms. Eventually we'll probably want to upgrade that, but not just yet. And let's check in on how we're doing on the Deluge fleet here. Okay, so we're working on this battleship. We've got a battleship here, and then the Titan, and then this is complete. So that should be done within the next, 4 to 6 months, for sure. Well, not done. It should be started within the next 4 to 6 months. It'll take some time to get that Titan finished. But that would be good. That would mean half of our fleet is upgraded and is moved back. So that would be great. For the time being, I'm going to tell these guys, they're not upgraded right now. I'm going to tell them, simply move back to here. It's going to be a really long time before they're ready to be upgraded, and I would like them to move back to the station and reduce their upkeep. So it's going to be something like this, and then once the Deluge fleet finishes, we'll order the White Crush to start its upgrade. I only want to do one at a time here, I think. It's going to be too long of a process to justify having these minor artifacts. Or rather, it's going to be too long of a process getting the minor artifacts to justify having them sitting here, increasing our upkeep. So that'll be okay. Cool. So we'll just let that proceed for the moment. We're at 5k alloys right now. Price is okay. Let's buy a couple. Looks good. I'm going to sell some food and some consumer goods. 0 is still pretty low, so I'm going to hold off on selling that for now. Excellent. So now I want to hop down here and continue putting some resources into Demi-Vito. So we're going to put in some defense platforms. That was a pretty good number of them. So we're at 7, and then we're at 41. So this is 48. We need 30 more. Looks good. We also just founded this colony, and that, of course, means that we need a gene clinic, and we need a habitation district. So that will be absolutely fine. Okay. So the Deluge fleet is, at this point, upgrading its battleship. The Titan is going to take a while. That's for sure. So this is looking fine for the moment. And you can see that the game seems to think that this is a bit of a cross-grade in terms of the power generation numbers. So, I mean, sure. But the amount of shield hardening, I think the shield hardening doesn't really get brought into this, I don't think. You can see here, 140% shield hardening on this Titan. That's a lot. And only 15% armor hardening. So the shields are going to be significant. If they have shield bypass, we might run into problems. So that is absolutely something that we are considering. Is a council election imminent? I don't care. They can do what they're going to do. So that seems fine. Any other planetary constructions that need work? Yes, Euchromia. Fantastic. So we're going to go to a cyto-revitalization center to boost up our population growth even more. So you can see here, we're going... Oh, there's a war. Okay. This is an offensive war declared on these guys. I don't care. They can have fun with that. We might participate later, but for the time being, I'm not interested. So that looks okay. We're not really going to get anything out of that. We'll defend our territory. Do they have any void superiority? Yeah, our Juggernaut is now done. They have a gateway here. I'm just wondering if they have any easy ways to get to our territory. This is also a gateway. This is a gateway here. I don't see any L gates down here. Oh, there's an L gate. Okay. There is one L gate here. Noted. I'm going to take all of these fleets, and we're going to go secure this L gate. Now, one of our fleets is not going to be coming with. That fleet is currently upgrading, and that's understood. Okay, so this construction ship is idle. That was in Ebenar, so this should all be finished. Yes. We're going to head into Nietz next, and we're going to build a Habitat Central complex right up over there. Looks good. So that will be absolutely fine, and we're going to be popping through in Demon's Maw fairly shortly. The question is, how strong is the station? And the answer is not very. I'm wondering if we're going to get control of this station. It would be great if we did.
Founding a new home.
And I mean full control, not occupation. This is a... What type of war is this? Self-protection? Okay. It might actually work. For the time being, we do have this construction ship that is idle. This is in Abdrade. And yeah, I'm going to want to move this over to like Kazabias. And we're going to come in here and enter orbit. We don't actually have the influence right now to construct there. So this construction ship is going to have to be briefly idle. So that seems fine. We're going to be hitting Demon's Maw very shortly here. They've got a gateway and a hyper relay, so we can access this very, very easily. We're going to be popping through this L gate here. Where are we? Arriving in 20 days? Okay. Looks perfect. So the Deluge fleet is still being upgraded. You can see here the Titan just started its upgrade. So that's understood. This Astral Rift event is pending. Okay, we'll go with the harder difficulty. And we'll see what happens with that. We should be popping through here any moment now. 10 days. Beautiful. There's another war. Okay. So that is the Fallen Empire that is right here. Interesting. They don't have an L gate, so we're not too concerned until they get down to Hope's End, which is very, very close. So that is understood, but actually the arbitrators would control that, so that's not an option for them, most likely. We're probably not very concerned about that.
Station.
Okay, so we're going to just absolutely eliminate this this station here. Just tearing it to pieces. There we go. And this is indeed under our control. So we can see that they moved 2 fleets in here through the gateway before we managed to take this station over. That's understood. And we're going to immediately want to convert this. So I'm going to have this be a gun, torpedo, hangar, gun, torpedo, hangar bay, like that. And then we're going to change these. So it's already got a defense grid supercomputer and a communications jammer. But we are going to want to put in a disruption field generator. And we're going to want to put in a command center. Probably not. But a target uplink computer. There we go. So that'll be fine. And we're going to fight this fleet here. We're going to suffer some losses for sure. But we'll see how these fleets do. I mean, we're going to win this. We're absolutely going to win this. but there will be losses here. And that's understood. Man, this tick rate, though. The tick rate is now up to almost 1 second. Yeah. It's very spicy. There's a lot going on, to be fair. So we're just absolutely demolishing them here. This is going very poorly for the Okavango Demolishers. But, I mean, we have 5 fleets. They only brought in 2. This is not surprising. So we'll very easily win this. I'm wondering if they're going to have debris here. They very well might. But yeah, you can see here, we're definitely taking some losses, which is not shocking. Okay, so this is all looking good for the moment. And keep in mind, in the background, we're working on shifting this over into a full-on defensive station. So that looks good. This is already a citadel, and we can enter orbit here. So there is some debris here. Devastator torpedoes, Marauder missiles, and advanced strike craft. Noted. So the Clever Clam is currently working on this. We may want to get a second science ship. And I think that's probably exactly what I'm going to do here. So we're going to go to the shipyard, and we're going to get a science ship going here, the Nimble Karak class. And we're not really interested in pushing beyond Demon's Maw at this time. But we are interested in putting in some defense platforms. Why is this only 60 here? That's interesting. Do one of these buildings give us additional defense platforms? Oh, it's these up here. Okay, gotcha. That's fine. So we're going to enter orbit here. This should start regenerating fairly soon, and we're going to have to build replacement ships at this point. So that is absolutely understood. How much do we need? 1,528 minor artifacts. That's a lot of minor artifacts. We have 76. How are we doing on our Triumph? 1,900 days there. Okay. So what this means is that we need to downgrade some of these. So we need to go to like neutronium armor on our Corvettes here, but we can't actually save that while the Deluge is upgrading. And that's going to be done for a while. Not going to be done for a while. I think we're going to have to cancel the Deluge's upgrade. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But we're going to have to do that and bring them out over here. Then we're going to have to back off on a fair amount of our ancient artifacts here. So we're going to do that. That's going to be the large portion of it there. And then we could continue to run these small ancient suspension fields, but back off on the pulse armor and bring that to neutronium armor. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do at this time. So I would prefer if this was dragon scale armor, but we don't have dragon scale armor, unfortunately. But we can definitely do this. This is a cheaper variant in terms of minor artifacts, but it is not completely free of minor artifacts. Okay, so we're going to do something kind of like that. Now, the Fire Coral class defense platform is already in this state. It's okay. So that looks fine. Now, if we check here, we can see that we need 705 minor artifacts, which is a lot, to be sure. But it's definitely a lot better. Yeah, so we were able to max that out. That looks good. Let's buy in some alloys at this moment. That's 5,000 alloys, and this is a third of what we need there. So there we go. That's now using those minor artifacts, and that looks perfect. So we're going to pump out these reinforcements very, very quickly. And that looks fine. Now, I did see that we had an idle construction ship that is out here in Kazabias. Right. We are waiting on the influence to be able to build here. So that is going to be 49 additional influence. Nothing too major there. That science ship is going to be done shortly. There we go. And we're going to put in a leader here. This could be any of these, to be honest. We're going to put this guy in here. And I want to go grab that debris immediately. So that'll be fine. And we are, of course, in orbit of this station. This station should be starting to repair very, very soon. Although, if I can zoom in here. Yeah, it is beginning to repair here. So that looks great. We can see those hull points beginning to come up. And we're a ways away on getting these gun batteries and stuff finished up. This is going to take some time. All I wanted to do is hold this point to keep them from directly attacking our territory, although we're probably going to push out from here and take some territory from them, to be sure. But for right now, all we're interested in doing is consolidating in Demon's Maw. Now, our allies are probably going to go take stuff out over here. Demon's Maw is the primary thing that we want. I'm wondering... Following Dimensional Fleet. So they're going to go up here, and when they do, it's going to create a mess of borders. So I think for the moment, I'm just going to say we're not interested in taking territory out over here. If our allies take the territory, it's fine. The only thing we wanted to control is this L gate. So as long as we control the L gate, whatever else happens over here, we don't care. I think that's what we need to say going forward. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get our fleets replenished, and we're going to work on holding Demon's Maw. This is going to be very, very difficult for them to take, especially moving forward as we get this Starbase queue worked on. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.